You've probably heard about Egypt's wealth, but have you ever wondered what made it so prosperous? Even in biblical times, Egypt was known for its strength and wealth, and even the patriarchs of old, like Abram from Ur, found refuge in Egypt. Remember when God called Abram to go to Canaan, but due to a famine, he ended up seeking safety in Egypt. Isaac, the promised son of Abraham, also considered going to Egypt during a time of famine. Then there's Jacob and his whole family. Facing famine too, they had no choice but to move to Egypt for survival. And let's not forget Joseph. Mary and baby Jesus were even instructed by an angel to flee to Egypt for protection. So how did Egypt become this powerful nation, able to not only sustain itself but also help others through hard times? How did it rise to such prominence that even the most important figures of the Bible had to turn to it for survival? Well, in this video, we're going to explore how Egypt managed to become such a powerful force in the ancient world. Welcome to Bible Stories Kadesh. Please subscribe, like, and share this video as we dive into this fascinating ancient civilizations. Ancient Egypt. From the pyramids to golden treasures, Egypt's wealth didn't happen by chance. Stick around to uncover the secrets behind what made Egypt one of the richest, most influential nations of its time. Trust me, the story is more fascinating than you can imagine. Section 2. The Nile River and Agriculture. Do you remember the dream of Pharaoh in the Bible? He had two dreams, both involving agriculture, one with wheat and the other with a bull. These dreams were symbols of Egypt's wealth and prosperity, which came from the land. The backbone of ancient Egypt's economy was its agriculture, and that agriculture was fueled by the life-giving Nile River. Egypt's wealth began with the Nile. Without the river, Egypt would have struggled to thrive. Every year, the Nile would flood, covering the land with water and a rich layer of silt. This natural process made the soil fertile and perfect for farming. It's no wonder Egypt was known as the gift of the Nile, because the river provided everything they needed for agriculture. The flooding of the Nile was predictable, which allowed the Egyptians to plan their farming schedules with ease. They grew essential crops like wheat and barley, which provided food for their people. They also grew flax, which was used to make linen, a key product that Egypt traded with other nations. Egypt's surplus of crops gave them a significant advantage. Not only did they have enough food for their own people, but they were able to share and trade with others. During times of famine in nearby regions, Egypt's extra crops became a lifeline, further solidifying Egypt's wealth and influence in the ancient world. Section 3. Trade and Commerce in Ancient Egypt. Egypt's wealth wasn't just about what it had at home. It was also about what it could trade with the world. A great example of this is the story of Joseph. He was sold into slavery and brought to Egypt, a place where trade and commerce were booming. This shows that Egypt was a hub for trading, including the trade of slaves, and had a strong commercial presence in the ancient world. Egypt's strategic location made it the perfect place for trade. It connected Africa, the Middle East, and even parts of Europe. Because of this, Egypt became a key player in the ancient global economy. Egypt exported things like linen, papyrus, grain, and gold. Linen was made from flax grown along the Nile. Papyrus was used for writing, and grain was essential to feed Egypt's people and neighbors. They imported luxury items like cedar wood, wine, and other goods that weren't locally available. As a central trading hub, Egypt's influence grew and its wealth expanded. The commercial activities under rulers like Joseph, who managed Egypt's grain stores during famine, played a huge part in Egypt's prosperity, affecting the entire region. Section 4. Military Conquests and Tributes. Another key factor in Egypt's wealth came from its military power and conquests. Egypt's pharaohs, like Thutmose III and Ramses II, were not only great leaders but also fierce military commanders. They expanded Egypt's territory through successful military campaigns. These campaigns took Egypt's influence far beyond the Nile Valley, bringing in new lands and resources. The military victories helped to strengthen Egypt's position as a major power in the ancient world. When Egypt conquered new territories, they often took tributes from those lands. These tributes were valuable goods like gold, silver, livestock, and other treasures. These tributes were then brought back to Egypt, adding to the wealth of the kingdom. The more lands Egypt controlled, the more treasures they collected. This plundered wealth wasn't just stored away. It helped fund Egypt's grand projects. The treasures from military victories paid for the building of massive temples, pyramids, and monuments, which in turn boosted Egypt's economy. The riches from these conquests allowed Egypt to maintain a powerful military, ensure stability, and grow its influence across the region. This combination of military strength and tributes played a significant role in Egypt's rise to power and wealth. Section 5. Monumental Architecture. The impressive monuments of Egypt speak volumes about its wealth. For over 400 years, the children of Israel worked under captivity to build some of the great monumental architecture of Egypt. Building these massive structures wasn't easy. The construction of the pyramids, temples, and tombs required vast amounts of resources, like stone, wood, and labor, and skilled workers. It wasn't just about having the materials, but also having the ability to organize and manage such large projects. Egypt's economy had to be strong to support this. These monuments were not just symbols of power, they were also displays of Egypt's economic strength. The resources and labor needed to build these structures show how rich and organized Egypt was. The Great Pyramid of Giza is a perfect example. It's one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and was built with millions of stone blocks. It stands as a testament to Egypt's wealth, engineering skills, and ability to organize large-scale projects. These grand structures didn't just help show Egypt's power, they also contributed to its wealth. Temples and tombs were filled with treasures, and the monuments became a draw for visitors and traders, boosting Egypt's economy even further. The construction of these massive monuments was a key part of how Egypt became a powerhouse. Section 6. Archaeological evidence. Evidence of Egypt's wealth still remains with us today in the form of priceless artifacts. One of the most famous discoveries was the tomb of King Tutankhamun. When it was found, it was filled with gold, jewels, and elaborate burial items. The treasures in Tut's tomb, like his golden mask, showed just how rich and powerful Egypt was. The fact that such wealth was placed in a tomb for the afterlife shows the importance of their rulers and their belief in the afterlife. Other archaeological findings, such as jewelry, statues, and everyday items, give us a glimpse into the luxury and skill that Egyptians had. These treasures were made with incredible craftsmanship. Whether it was finely detailed jewelry or beautifully painted pottery, each artifact tells a story of Egypt's wealth and artistic abilities. These discoveries are not just about the material wealth. They also show how advanced Egypt was in terms of art, engineering, and culture. The items found in tombs and temples provide us with a deeper understanding of how Egypt thrived for centuries. The treasures that have survived the test of time continue to showcase Egypt's power, craftsmanship, and wealth that helped build its legacy as a true powerhouse in the ancient world. Conclusion. From the fertile banks of the Nile to its vast trading networks, Egypt's wealth was built on a strong foundation of agriculture, natural resources, military power, and trade. The Nile made farming possible, and Egypt's rich resources like gold gave it a huge advantage. Its military strength expanded its territory, bringing in more wealth, while its trade network spread Egypt's influence far and wide. The incredible monuments and priceless treasures left behind still remind us today of Egypt's greatness and prosperity. If you enjoyed learning about the wealth of ancient Egypt, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more of our videos.